The BBC is in trouble for the comments of a man who used to do competitive sport. Surely that's what they have Gary Lineker for.
Yeah, this is Andrew Tate, the top G. So BBC faces backlash for controversial interview with Andrew Tate, and they have a quote from Charlotte Proudman, who's a sort of ridiculous Twitter person, saying, "I can't imagine how survivors feel." So if you saw the interview, I watched the whole thing for research, of course. It was on Rumble, and it's another embarrassing interview from the BBC. It's very much in the Cathy Newman mould. I know that was Channel 4. It's very much in the Clayton Musk mould. You know, it's a hit piece interview. They approach it from the start with a hostile attitude, and it's quite silly. It's perfectly possible to do a good faith, well-researched interview of Andrew Tate and still be challenging. There's lots of things you can question him on. But you go into it openly, you say, OK, this is the good you've done, this is the bad, and so on. Or is this true? They had details about the case wrong. They were taking quotes from podcasts out of context and just sounding ridiculous. And the problem is, for them, that you can share the interview now, you can watch the whole interview for yourself, and you can judge, and you can go, well, they just come across silly. I mean, the interviewer wouldn't shake his hand after him. It's just basic lack of professionalism, and he handled himself much better. And that's bad for people that hate Tate, because he basically did win this, if it can be won. And, you know, I'm not saying Tate's perfect, I'm just saying it's another lame hit piece from the BBC.
Lewis, you a big fan? Subscriber?
I am not a big fan. But I don't like hit pieces. I'm with you, Nick. I think your assessment there is totally 100% on the mark. And I think she went in there with an attitude. And what struck me the most was, and I really felt for this poor woman, her level of incompetence, her unpreparedness was Schaefferian in scope.
I can really relate.
I can't relate, because you see someone like that who works for the BBC, and I think to myself, she should know better. I understand myself why I'm not prepared. But when you see that woman, you think, I thought this woman's incompetent. Sorry.
Yeah. And they also lied. They sent them a list of questions they were going to ask. They asked different questions. It was pointless. Right. And also, they know they're going to get clicks, so they do this. But they're sort of debasing themselves and debasing their brand for clicks, because it seems to work. The Cathy Newman interview, for example, had with Jordan Peterson, huge amount of views. So it does work in a sense, but it doesn't make the BBC look good.